here we are. I'm in a job with very little growth opportunity. The pay was the same no matter what effort I put into it, with the only chance of my promotion being a manager quitting or dying. And believe me, I have no passion, no drive whatsoever to become a manager at a fucking retail store. So you go through these training videos where they tell you about how great the company is, how you're a valued worker. Yeah, I'm really sure Mr. Walmart, Meyer, or Ronald McDonald really gives a shit about a stock boy having a bad day. They wouldn't give a shit if I bursted into flames on the job, unless of course it affected profits, at which point I would just get fired. And there's a reason why I got paid $7.60 an hour. I was a fucking stock boy. Any fucking brain dead person could fucking do my job. You could get a Mexican from Mexico to do my job, even if you didn't speak the language. You just had to pantomime it. You know, pick things up, put them down. I pick things up and put them down. I pick things up and put them down.
And you're right, they don't speak the language and they probably have no education. They don't have fucking shoes half the time. They're like barefoot and tattered castaway like Gilligan's Island shorts and a fucking dirty t-shirt and they're dehydrated and wander in the desert for 4 days. And if that guy is as qualified for your job as you are, you're a fucking loser of such epic, humiliating proportions. I would be ashamed to have anyone find out that guy took my job.
So that goes to all those people out there who are talking about getting paid $15 an hour to work at fucking McDonald's. It's not that hard to flip a burger, and if it's becoming hard to flip a burger, I don't want to live on this fucking planet anymore. Maybe $8 or $9 an hour to start, but not fucking 15. What are you, fucking nuts? But that's besides the point. So I got this call from this marketing company, this insurance marketing company. I'm just going to call it Abs. Real pretty beautiful lady. She called me down, and I had to dust off my one and only suit and tie to go to this interview. And the interview was with the branch vice president. I heard some things about sales, phone calls, making money. It was all pretty surreal because I just ended up finishing an 8-hour shift overnight and had a 1-hour drive right on top of it in order to make my interview. So I had to get $150 from the in-laws, and I didn't even have dress shoes. I came in there with sneakers. Still passed the interview, still ended up with the classes. And so because of the drive, it was eating away from our wondrous, vast amount of money that we had, me working at Walmart and my fiance working minimum wage as well. So I had to decide at times between gas and food in order to get to my classes. I remember my instructor loading me up on over a half a dozen granola bars and a few baggies of Skittles just so I didn't starve. And so with my no money, I had to pay for the exam in order to get my license for the state. And I failed the exam twice. The second time within 2%.
It's marginal.
It's not marginal. She failed.
I had no idea what I was in for. I had no clue what I was going to be doing because I was working from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. and going immediately to classes that went from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I remember getting pulled aside by my future boss because one day I had to pull over on the side of the road in order to sleep because I almost smashed into oncoming traffic. He told me I needed to quit that Walmart job, which was ridiculous because I needed to have some kind of money coming in so I could pay for the courses and the exam down the road. And he also told me to get some new shoes because I was still wearing those sneakers. So yes, with my no money, I had to go out to Walmart, buy some shoes and a tie just so I could switch it up a bit. And thankfully they were pretty forgiving and understanding of the situation, even though I was either going to be late coming into class or really late coming into class. Had no idea, but really the test was just the beginning. The real learning was about to begin. So after falling asleep in class, even having to pass these practice exams prior to the state exam, which one of them took me until 5 a.m. to pass, which only allowed me to have 2 hours of sleep before I ended up having to drive off into the office. So after all that effort, I finally got my state exam passed and got my license. And so I was off to meet my hiring manager out on the road. I'm going to refer to her as Agent K. I'll be Agent J. Get the joke there. Anyways, I traveled with her. We went from house to house of the scheduled appointments, and I saw all these presentations of life, long-term care, Medicare supplements, annuities. Couldn't even grasp any of it at that time. I was floating. It was all still jumbled up in my mind. I was recovering from my midnight shifts at Walmart and putting in all that effort of studying in order to pass the damn test. But it was compelling to watch her perform and thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? Am I going to have to come up with my own pitch, like on the fly, and work something out? I don't know. I had no idea what the hell was going to happen. Getting into the office the next day, I sat down with my manager and she coached and taught me how to talk to people better on the phone, trying to set up appointments. Because when you get new people, you get the occasional agent that would set up an appointment with a person that had dementia or Alzheimer's, and believe me, it's an awkward situation when that happens. And it was all senior focused, so it was 50 and up, that the people that we were focused on, in order to do an insurance review with them. Somewhere between the ages of 50 to 75, because beyond 75, it's kind of sketchy. And I almost forgot that not only am I supposed to learn all these scripts, perform them well, and present them in front of strangers, on top of that, I had a $200 a month office expense to pay in order to work there. Because guess what? Materials and office supplies are not cheap, and they don't come for free either. There's your incentive to do well right there. You better fucking sell, or you're going to have to pay. And at that point, I began to grasp what my work schedule was going to be like. I was going to go home and study these scripts, because I had 2 months to learn a number of presentations in all the areas that we covered, including drawing up visuals, writing upside down, all in the while managing my tone of voice, my body language. Real tough-minded shit. So here I have a means to get better at performing, being an actor, entertaining, all laid out right in front of me, and yet I didn't see it at first. I went home and I bawled my eyes out. I thought it was all over. I'm no longer an artist. I'm no longer a videographer. I'm Andrew the insurance agent. It was not until almost a half a year went by working there that I finally saw the good it was doing me.